One word, a tingle in the tummy, a tremble in the chest, a whisper in the throat, a breath before the leap, a syllable daring to be heard, trembling with the weight of what might be said in a world not always ready to listen.
One voice, crackling, wavering, raspy at first, like a note before the melody, uncertain. A heartbeat with sound, rising from silence, then catching fire. Bold enough to bend the air with sound, with power.
One message, scribbled in margins, practiced in mirrors, sharpened in the crucible of critique, polished under the glare of time limits and timers. One thought, born in the quiet mind, sharpened by questions, fueled by curiosity, set free by conviction. What if I could say something that changes everything?
One movement, from desk to podium, from silence to sound, from idea to action, and from that one birthed many. From one word, a legacy. From one voice, a chorus. From one message, a mission. From one thought, a revolution of minds. From one movement, a century of change.
100 years ago, in a classroom, on a stage, in a dream, this all began. In 1925, a spark ignited, an association formed to champion those who dare to speak, to question, to challenge, to create meaning out of language.
The National Speech and Debate Association, where the art of rhetoric meets the heart of reason.
Where skill meets story.
Where students don't just find their voice, they learn how to use it.
Where words aren't just words, they are wings.
Policy debate teaches us to build the world and tear it down with logic and evidence, to think in frameworks and speak in future. Lincoln Douglas shows us the cost of a value, the weight of morality, the debate about what is and what ought to be. Congress reminds us that democracy is performance and perseverance, that you can filibuster for what's right or rise for what's needed. Public forum teaches us to make a case for the crowd and the critics, to simplify without dumbing down, to fight with facts and finish with fire.
World Schools Debate, where many flags meet one forum, where clash meets collaboration and culture sharpens arguments here. Students don't just debate ideas, they defend ideals, global voices, one stage, big questions, where students wrestle with the universe and still make it home by dinner. Original oratory and informative, where the personal becomes political and the researched becomes revolutionary. Dramatic interp, humorous interp, duo, program oral interp, poetry and prose, genres where pain is molded into purpose. And characters live again on the edge of a binder in the breath between gestures.
We've seen performances that shock gymnasium floors, arguments that altered careers, rounds that end in tears, not from defeat, but from knowing this matters.
Because this stage isn't just a stage. It's a place where shy becomes strong, quiet becomes commanding, and misfits become leaders. It's the 8th grader finding her rhythm in a poem about survival. It's the senior who sat in silence thinking he had nothing to say until debate handed him a mic and proved that he always did.
It's alumni like Sonia Sotomayor who once stood where you stand, a binder in her hand and a fire in her chest, and now sits on the highest court in the land. Like Ketanji Brown Jackson who rose from the rounds to rulings. Stephen Breyer, who reasoned with precision.
Antonin Scalia, who debated with thunder. Samuel Alito, who argued before he ever adjudicated. Neil Gorsuch, who sharpened his mind on the edge of a well-timed rebuttal.
From both sides of the aisle, liberal, conservative, voices once timed by stopwatches, now timeless in their decisions.
Each of them proof that a speech round can echo into history. That debate doesn't just shape policy, it shapes the people who interpret it. Before white robes and Vatican halls, even a pope once debated, stood behind a school podium in Chicago armed not with scripture, but with strategy and speech. Pope Leo XIV argued with purpose, listened with care, and learned that words can build bridges between people and faith.
And then there are the storytellers. It's Oprah Winfrey, who moved hearts with oratory before she ever had a show. B.D. Wong, who proved identity and brilliance need no translation.
It's Shelley Long, Josh Gad, Kelsey Grammer, Jordan Peele.
It's Jane Pauley, Michael Urie, Chadwick Boseman, and Paul Rudd. It's Tom Yamas and David Begnaud.
Once who stood where you stand, learning timing before lights. They remind us this isn't just where stars begin, it is where voices become vision.
This is more than trophies, more than ballots, more than nationals.
This is a movement that's lasted a century and is just getting started. Because one word became one voice.
One voice became one voice. One room became one community. And one community has become one legacy.
We are the heirs of that first utterance.
The builders of bridges made from life.
We debate not to win, but to understand. We speak not for noise, but for news.
We listen not to reply, but to learn.
100 years, millions of students,
1 billion words spoken, and every one of them mattered.
So today, as we look back, we also speak forward to the next lone voice who doesn't yet know they are powerful.
Let them find us. Let them find this and let them rise.
Because it begins.
Because it still begins with one.